Gracias, gracias. Buenas tardes a todos. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here in LA, in my hometown. Me da mucho orgullo estar de nuevo aquí en Los Ángeles, la ciudad que me vio nacer y que con mucho orgullo represento en el Senado Estatal. We are culminating a community tour that has led us to meet phenomenal people across this beautiful state of ours. But before I begin, I want to just take a second to thank a couple people that made today possible. Jim, I just met Jim today. I'm already in love with him. He's doing amazing work. Thank you, Jim, for allowing us to use this beautiful venue to celebrate our accomplishments. Roland Palencia, where's Roland? Roland, thank you, mi compadre, from our fellow, we call ourselves part of the Velvet Mafia. And, you know, we engage in non-traditional tactics to ensure that all our communities have access not only to healthcare but to civil rights. So thank you, Roland. To Angelica, my God, Angelica, I still remember when we used to go to Chirla and Angelica me ayudaba con tape y con posters for the rallies que estábamos haciendo. You know, for Chirla, I have nothing but love for that amazing organization that has never stepped aside when it came to fighting for all our communities. And when I call Angelica, I'm like, Angelica, I got this crazy idea for a bill. What do you think? And she's like, let's do it. Let's do it. And let's, you know, we'll be right with you to fight. And that's what we need, you know, across the state and across this nation. There's more Angelica Salas. So let's give Angelica a round of applause. To our statewide partners, CIPC, SEIU, United Ways of California, Health Access, and others here in Los Angeles, thank you for making today possible. You know, this year we achieved a truly historic landmark, you know, in the fight for healthcare for all. Our success in Sacramento could not have been possible without the grassroots efforts of many of you here. So let's give yourselves a round of applause for the tremendous work that you do and continue to do. You know, this is why I embarked on this statewide road trip, to meet the community folks that do the important work across the state. We started in San Francisco, where we had a roundtable discussion with our API brothers and sisters in their media outlets, where we had over 35 different media outlets from throughout the Asian countries. And they proudly joined, and they understood that if we're going to win this fight, not only do we have to have a diverse coalition, but that the leaders of that coalition have to be Latino, the Latino and the API community. And so I was so proud to be in San Francisco. We went to Oakland, to the Asian Health Resource Center, where we met with not only providers, but we met with many of the advocates who continue to fight for health for all. Then nos fuimos a San Jose. Estamos en San Jose con la comunidad y de ahí nos fuimos a Fresno, estamos en Fresno anoche y hoy nos vinimos tempranito en la mañana para llegar aquí. We left Fresno very early this morning to get to here to culminate what has been a really fruitful tour. Not only of thanking all of you, but getting the opportunity to listen to what you want. To listen as a public servant, to understand what the realities are of that people face on a daily basis. And it's important for us in the legislature to get out of our ivory tower. The Capitol building is very beautiful, and many of you have been there. But there's nothing like being in the community and listening to the folks that are making the true change in our communities, and also seeing the impact of the work that we do in Sacramento. So, you know, and it's also about celebrating this tremendous achievement. And I know it's hard for us, many of us that are advocates, to take a second to actually enjoy the victories. Because once we get something accomplished, ya estamos en la otra lucha, ¿no? Estamos luchando para otra cosa. And so I wanted to just take a second to actually just stop and enjoy this victory. But we understand that this tremendous victory, we're going to move forward. And I want to be very unequivocal. We are not done yet. No hemos terminado nuestro trabajo. Vamos a tomar un segundo para poder disfrutar esta victoria, de asegurar de que nuestros hijos tengan ya acceso a cuidado médico, pero sabemos que todavía nos falta mucho más. Nos falta incluir a nuestra comunidad para que todos tengan la oportunidad, especialmente esa gente que se ha esmerado, que se ha sacrificado con su trabajo, con el sudor de su frente, para poder salir adelante, y hoy merecen tener la dignidad de tener acceso a cuidado médico, para poder retirarse con la conciencia de poder visitar un doctor sin tener que perder su casa, sin tener que perder sus ahorros. Así que, Angelica talked about some of my trajectory, but, in my over 15 years of working in the state legislature, I've learned that significant changes takes time. Whether it's the driver's license that were mentioned earlier, marriage equality, in-state tuition, the DREAM Act, student loans, professional licenses for our undocumented professionals, that's all taken time. And not to say that, we didn't have or continue to have our skeptics. I like to quote somebody who told me that it was an admirable goal to get healthcare for all, and that it was a great gesture, but not one that was feasible at this time. And so when people tell me no, I automatically say, okay, I'm going to make this happen, and I'm going to prove you wrong. And I've always been like that, to the detriment of my parents sometimes too. Because when my parents just tell me no, I'm like, oh, ¿cómo que no lo vamos a hacer? And so I blame my mother for, I'm pretty much her. And, to them, I say, to all those skeptics, I say, look what we were able to accomplish this year. To be able to cover all children. And, with the stroke of Governor Brown's pen in the 2016 budget, we are now funding fully expansion of comprehensive Medi-Cal to all undocumented children in California. The Health for All Kids will launch in May of 2016 with the goal of enrolling 170,000 children across the state. We have some collective work to do. Tenemos que trabajar. Vamos a trabajar juntos para asegurar de que ese programa sea exitoso. As now California becomes the largest state to provide this unprecedented commitment to all its children. SB 4, which is in the State Assembly, will help undocumented children currently receiving care under emergency Medi-Cal to transition quickly to full scope Medi-Cal as soon as the program is operational within 30 days. Additionally, it will ensure that kids with serious medical conditions receive specialist care that they need as soon as they enroll in the program. What we don't want is any more lack of time, especially for these children that have specialty needs, to ensure that they see a specialist immediately. The third piece of this bill is something that's going to be, again, truly historic. SB 4 would formally request the state to apply for a federal waiver to allow undocumented Californians to buy health insurance with their own money through Covered California. If successful, the waiver will allow us to cover 390,000 Californians. Again, making California the first state to make this petition to the Obama administration. People have asked me, why is that important? Why shouldn't immigrants just pay into private health care? And I try not to laugh when they ask me that question, because we now know that's completely not affordable. But almost 70% of our undocumented Californians live in mixed status households. We know that 1 in 6 children in California lives with an undocumented parent. And it's truly a barrier to when it comes to enrolling families who cover California when you have a mixed status family. We can help some of you, but not all of you. And what happens when a family goes to register for the ACA? When they find out that they can't enroll their entire family, nobody enrolls. We all suffer together, and we're all going to do this, together. So we got to make sure that through this opportunity, they'll be able to qualify the entire family, so everybody leaves that day with some sort of health care. Second, thank you. Second, there's no rational reason, and quite frankly, it's absurd to deny anyone from buying their own insurance through the state exchange. It is a discriminatory policy that clearly does not reflect California's values. The focus of SB 4 is really to address the most immediate needs this year, and we need our community to rise to the challenge and encourage their assembly members to support SB 4 on the assembly floor and get it to the governor's desk for a signature. Next year, we will continue our work with SB 10, which is already in the state assembly, to expand Medi-Cal to include the adult population by creating a CAP program that includes our adult immigrant community throughout California. And I know it's not going to be easy, but nothing has ever come easy to any of us. For those of us that come from working families, for those of us that are parents, that are immigrants, nothing is handed to us. Nosotros sabemos lo que es luchar. Y no va a ser fácil tratar de pasar la SB10, que va a incluir Medi-Cal para toda nuestra comunidad indocumentada, especialmente a nuestras comunidades vulnerables, a nuestros seniors, a nuestra gente trabajadora. Pero como siempre digo, nunca nos han dado nada. Hemos venido a este país para trabajar y para luchar. Así que ya tenemos esa experiencia y a nosotros no nos da miedo demostrar que podemos no solo luchar, pero trabajar juntos para lograr esta meta. It's going to take our collective effort, and we will build upon our achievements this year, first by passing SB 4, and now by supporting SB 10 next year. So I want to just take a second to recap our strategy moving forward, because it consists of 3 parts, and I want to make sure you understand what we're working on. So the 3 components to our Achieving Health for All is, first, we got to work very hard to implement Healthcare for All the Healthcare for All Kids program. I want to make sure we demonstrate to the governor that this program is going to be successful, that we're going to enroll as many children as possible. We have an additional investment of over $100 million in next year's budget to put to this program to ensure that we continue to not only enroll as many children as possible, but that they get the services they need. Pass SB 4 this year, which requests that federal waiver to the Obama administration to allow those undocumented Californians who can pay into the ACA to pay and be able to access health care. And finally, supporting SB 10 in 2016, which includes the program to allow low-income undocumented immigrants to access health care in California and Medi-Cal. So I will need your help to lobby our state representatives, to contact the governor, and to voice your support for Health for All. So I want to thank you for the work that you all continue to do. And, you know, it's not going to be easy, but we're going to work hard, and we're going to continue to fight, because that's what we do. We're fighters. Right. You fight every day to ensure your children have a better life. You fight every day to pay your bills. You fight to ensure that we become a better person and we better the next generation. And that is why we come to this country. I always say that I think, you know, when you look at the history of the United States and you see that we are a country of immigrants, and I think there's something in our DNA throughout the generations that whether you come from Ireland, England, Canada, somewhere in the world, something in you or in your ancestors said, I'm going to move. I'm going to fight for a better life. I'm going to fight to ensure that my children have a better opportunity at their life. And so I think the collective of this has made the United States the most amazing country in the world, and has made California the 7th largest economy in the world. California does not compete with other states. We're competing with other countries. And we're also the most diverse state in the union. To me, those two things are not mutually exclusive. Why? Because with our diversity alone, we can communicate with the rest of the world, which means we can do business with the rest of the world, which sets us apart as a state in California. And as we move forward, we move together. And I want to stress the importance of building a diverse coalition, because we're in this together. And the reason we succeed is because we're strong. We are strong, united. And we need to send a clear message to the governor that this is important to us. Healthcare is a human right, something that you are all paying for already. We know that our undocumented community contributes over $1.7 billion to our state GDP every year. We know we are spending $1.1 billion in emergency room care every year. It is going to be less costly to open Medi-Cal to allow every Californian to have comprehensive care. It's just going to cost us less. Every study says that. And so we're going to work this year to ensure that we not only set the foundation for our Health for All strategy, but that we cover our children, we get that waiver from the federal government, and that we move forward strong with SB 10. And I just want to close with something that I think is very telling about the United States. You know, only in this great country of ours, only in this beautiful state of California, can the son of a seamstress and a factory worker from East LA now serve in the California State Senate, in the 7th largest economy in the world. That only happens in the United States. That only happens here in California. And that is why we are here, to contribute and to ensure that I'm telling you that I have the responsibility now, under my leadership role, to ensure that your children have that same opportunity that was given to me by my parents who lived here as undocumented immigrants for over 10 years. And so my responsibility is to all of you, to ensure that you have every opportunity to succeed and to continue to pursue that American dream. Les digo, cierro con decirles que me quedo comprometido con ustedes como comunidad de seguir luchando para obtener no solo salud para todos, pero que tengamos los recursos para que nuestros hijos puedan ir a las universidades, se puedan educar y un día también ser senadores de California. Porque eso lo hicieron mis dos padres que viven aquí en Los Ángeles, pero en mucho tiempo vivieron como inmigrantes indocumentados. Mi mamá siempre nos decía, cuando estaba doblando la ropa, porque nos preparaban todo antes de que se fueran al trabajo, nosotros vestíamos, comíamos solos mientras ellos trabajaban, pero nos decía mi mamá, ¿saben por qué trabajamos tanto? Porque no vine a este país para que mis hijos sean mediocres. My mom would always tell me, I didn't come to this country so that my children would be mediocre. And as a 10-year-old, I was like, what does mediocre mean? But with time, you realize what she was saying. Y la razón por la cual venimos a este país, sabemos como inmigrantes, es para contribuir, para ser parte de este gran país, para ser parte de este estado. No le pedimos nada a nadie, venimos a trabajar. Venimos con el sudor de nuestra frente a demostrar que somos gente de bien, que somos gente trabajadora, que ocupamos la oportunidad de sobresalir que no teníamos en nuestros países de origen, pero al igual sabemos que somos orgullosos de ser de Estados Unidos, de ser de California, y solo en este gran país, lo digo siempre, solo en este gran país, un hijo de una costurera y un trabajador en una compañía de plástico del este de Los Ángeles, hoy puede ser su senador, representando al estado más poderoso en California, en Estados Unidos. Y mi responsabilidad siempre va a ser en asegurar de que los hijos de ustedes tengan esa misma oportunidad. Es el deber que tengo de no solo regresar lo que me ha dado este estado y lo que le he dado a mis padres, pero asegurar de que todos como latinos, como afroamericanos, como asiáticos, trabajemos juntos para mejorarnos todos. Aquí hay sobras para todos, no tenemos que estar peleándonos unos a los otros. Aquí en este país y en este estado es la oportunidad de todos y tenemos esa responsabilidad de asegurar de que todos como gente trabajadora tengamos la oportunidad de sobresalir. Así que muchas gracias por estar aquí, los espero en Sacramento, ahí tienen su casa. Y que siga la lucha. Gracias.